What's up, gamers? This is Brandon from TopTenGamer.com. Today we're going to take a look at the 5 best mechanical keyboards for RTS and FPS gaming. Okay, so why would you even want to go and get a mechanical keyboard? Is this something that can improve your game really all that much? Well, the truth is it depends. It depends on what type of gamer you are. If you play like a twitchy, time-sensitive type game, then sure, yeah, it can make your keyboard inputs just a little bit more responsive, and the tactile feedback that you get from a mechanical keyboard can help as well. So when you're looking to buy a mechanical keyboard, there are 4 main types of switch that gamers are usually concerned about. They are black, red, blue, and brown switches. And I'll tell you right now just a little bit about the differences between each of these. So first, let's start with red. Red is a great switch. A lot of people in FPS type games really prefer it because it's really good, gives you a good level of tactile feedback, but it's not overly clicky. It's easy to double click when you need to or press multiple buttons at once. One thing to note about the red switches is they're not quite as loud, so you don't get as much tactile feedback, which might be a good or a bad thing for you depending on your personal preference. Okay, so next up are the brown switches, which are pretty similar to the red, except for they take a little bit more force to push down, and they give you just a little more tactile feedback. If you're someone who likes to rest your hands on the keyboard, the cherry switches might be a little bit annoying because they can register some keys and cause some misclicks for you that way if you're just putting your keys on the keyboard. Okay, another switch type is the black cherry switch type. The black cherries require a lot more force to push down. If you've ever tried one, you'll see it right away. Your fingers certainly get stronger over time. This type of switch is not nearly as popular ever since the red and the brown switches became more mainstream. Finally, we have the blue switches, which you find on really popular keyboards like the Razer BlackWidow and other keyboards you can find out there. The blue switches are your typical clicky type keyboard switches. If you want something with a lot of tactile feedback, it's great. If you're in an office environment, a blue mechanical switch can be super annoying because it really does provide that solid level of feedback. Compared to the red and the brown, the blue cherry keys take just a little bit more to put down, but they also register sooner. Blue mechanical switches will actually register before you bottom out the keys. Okay, so on to our top 5. Number 5, coming in at number 5 is the SteelSeries 6G V2. This is a great inexpensive keyboard. A lot of mechanical keyboards that are fully mechanical, 100%, cost in excess of $100 even for a basic keyboard. The SteelSeries keyboard you can find for about 80 or 90 bucks, and you can get it in cherry red or cherry black switches. Another really popular keyboard among typists and those who like the blue switches is the DOS keyboard. Even though you can actually get the DOS keyboard in just about every color switch that you can imagine. They've come out even with a few newer models this year. DOS keyboard is a great option. It's an expensive one. Good, well into the like $130 price range. That's a pretty good deal for it. Another quick thing about the DOS keyboard, if you want to have 6 key rollover, that's basically means that you can press up to 6 keys at once and your keyboard will still register it. Then you can use the USB port for that. Or if you want N key rollover, which allows you to pretty much press all of the keys at the same time, then you can use the PS2 adapter for it. Okay, so coming in at number 3 are the Ducky Shine 1 and 2. The Ducky Shine 1 was a super popular model, and the Ducky Shine 2 is super popular as well. Ducky essentially allows you to pick any switch that you want and any color of LED backlighting you want. So that kind of customization and the simplicity of their keyboard, it's really a no-nonsense kind of keyboard that just gives you good performance, is what makes these 2 keyboards come in at number 3. Okay, I recently did a close-up look at the Corsair K95 on my website. I was able to borrow it from a friend of mine who recently purchased it. This keyboard costs about $130. It has a ton of G keys. I think it has like 18 G keys. So if you like to program a lot of macros, things like that, then this could be the ideal keyboard for you. It has red mechanical switches, really geared towards FPS gamers. For me personally, I don't like the G keys, so I'm going to be purchasing another mechanical keyboard in the future, and I'll probably go with the K90. One of the reasons you want to get this dated version of the Corsair Vengeance keyboards is the previous generation, like the K90, wasn't 100% fully mechanical. There were some parts of it that were rubber dome, and since it didn't have 100% mechanical switches, it was a little bit less expensive, but overall you didn't get quite as much of a quality keyboard in the previous K90. Before I go on into my number one pick, another reason I really like the K95 is that it has white LED backlighting, which really is not overly complicated. In the dark, it does really well, and you can set it between several different brightness levels. Corsair has also given you several different presets based on if you play action RPGs, FPS games, or RTS games. Okay, coming in at number one is the Razer BlackWidow mechanical keyboard. In terms of my personal opinion, I'd prefer more of a keyboard like the K95, but the BlackWidow is definitely the most popular keyboard among gamers, hands down. So I have to keep it at number one. It has blue cherry mechanical switches. Again, it has that clicky feel, and it has that no bottom out option that allows you to really register your keys a little bit more quickly. If you get really good at a blue switch mechanical keyboard, then it can definitely make you faster. Okay, so that's a quick look at my top 5 mechanical keyboards. As always, you can get more information about each one of these mechanical keyboards in the description below, where I link to the website write-up. I also have a section that has an honorable mention on the bubble, so to say, so that you guys can check out a bunch of other mechanical keyboards that you should also consider if you're in the market. Also go to my website and vote for your favorite mechanical keyboard. So if you think that my list is messed up and has nothing to do with anything, then hey, you know what, that's fine. Go voice your opinion there, and then I'll know. And as I update this video in the future, I'll take your opinion into consideration. Okay, so that's it for our top 5 mechanical keyboards. If you like this video, please help me out by subscribing and pressing that like button below. Until next time, gamers, and don't forget, for the good of your gaming health, to rage quit at least one time a day. We'll see you next time.